Good morning, digital mentors. This little topic that I have for today is something that really is like I'm talking to myself, okay? So don't think I'm only sharing this because you need to kind of put your foot on the gas instead of having your foot on the brake. So the topic of today is you are the one stepping on the brake. I that topic just came to me, that title came to me, and I was like, you know what? This is a really good topic to talk about because a lot of times we think that the solution to our maybe not being able to move forward, or maybe we're just stagnant in our business, or maybe we really don't know which way to go. A lot of times we're the ones that have our foot on the brake because we can do so many things. So today I'm going to share with you just a couple of things that I realized that I really need to level up in this part of my life in regards to my business. It also applies to my life in my health, my home and things like that. But today I'm going to tie it up with everything that has to do with really you and your business. And, maybe we can talk a little about in regards to, the health. Okay. Because if you're not healthy, then your business is not going to be able to thrive. So the very first thing that I'm going to share with you is the question that you might have. Well, what does this mean, Yolanda? Like, what does it mean that I'm the one that's stepping on the brake? Well, I'm going to share this with you, and I see this a lot, and this is why I'm bringing it to the forefront. One of the things that you and I, as an online entrepreneur, right, online marketer, um, one of the things that you and I have to do on a regular basis every single day, like this is part of our daily method of operation, is when you go to somebody's profile, instead of just having a little bit of a like, a love, right? How about if we actually move a little bit closer and comment something that actually makes sense? That right there will position you as the person that is in the game. You're not putting a break and just saying, well, I'm just gonna do the thing that I think can get me to the point where I can now post and something will happen, right? I'm going to share with you that that is not how it works. If you are building a business, the first thing you have to build is relationships. Building rapport with people is huge in business, no matter what type of business you're in, no matter if why, like just a little kind of visual, okay? Why do you think that Walmart has greeters at the door? They're building rapport with you. Might not be the CEO, but they have somebody, a human being right there. Hello, come on in. When I go to Kohl's, they have a greeter at the door. Why? Because it makes you feel more like you belong, right? It makes you stand out as a company. I want to go to Kohl's because they have really great customer care, whatever that is, right? So, one of the things that you want to definitely make sure that you're doing, and I'm speaking to the choir here, is comment. Do a comment that actually makes sense or helps you to stand out. Okay, those are the ones that are probably the best, that help you to stand out in your business, helps you to stand out as the person that actually took the time to read that post and comment. Now, I'm going to share with you something that happened, and I actually did a little experiment. Okay. I'm not much of an experiment person, but I really took notice of this. Last week, I posted a very short post with a picture of a Range Rover. Now, everybody loves these vehicles, and yeah, they're beautiful and all, but that was not really the topic of my content. The topic of my content was the chairs that were right on the side of the picture of the car. So everybody was congratulating me. Congratulations. And I'm thinking, they didn't read the post. They didn't read the post. Now, there were some that actually laughed. This was so funny. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So people notice. You stand out, good or bad, but you will stand out. So what I mean about take your foot off the brake is you're going to have to hit the go. You're going to have to put your foot on the gas and go a little deeper in your connections with humanity, okay, with people on social media. Now, the next one that I'm going to share here is that you are the one that is not allowing yourself really to succeed. You're the one. I'm the one. Okay. And I do have my notes over here. So that's why I'm looking over there. So this is how that can show up in your life. Okay. And this is how it shows up in my life. How? How can I do that? Like, that is really not my job to know. The how will show up. My job is to set something an intention, right? Okay, so let's say you're going to create an event, okay? I'm going to create an event for example, okay, live video challenges, which is what I love to do. I love helping people really to feel the confidence in themselves to go live, be seen so they can get paid, right? And so if I set an intention that I'm going to create this event, I create the event, I set the intention, it's here to serve, my audience, right? My job is not how is this going to happen? How many people are going to come? Like, how? It doesn't really help you to really have a successful challenge, okay? Because you're stepping on the brake. As soon as you ask the how, as soon as you ask the why, right? As soon as you ask the I don't know, there's times when I'm coaching some of my clients and I say, okay, it's time for you to create an event so that you can invite your audience so that way they can, right, get to see you. You're showcasing what you know, your skill sets and everything else, right? And they're like, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, that's why you have somebody to help you. Of course, I'm not just going to say, here, go out there and do it. But listen, when I created my first event, I did not know how. But guess what? YouTube knows how. So I went to YouTube and I checked out YouTube and I've been doing events ever since. So don't get stuck stepping on the brake simply because you want to know the how, you want to know the why, and you don't know. Okay. So rid yourself of those things and just set the intention and then just go for it. Listen, there was times when I created events that maybe just one person came. Hey, I only have an audience of one anyway, so I'm going to give it my all, right? So let me know if that's something that you struggle with, right? And that's really putting stepping on the brakes. Now, the one that I probably, I didn't have a lot of issues with this because I came from a background which sales was really the game. That's kind of like where I played, right? Making the sale, making the closing the sale and things like that. And what I'm talking about is I was a mortgage broker. So obviously my job as a mortgage broker was to make sure that I closed the loan for my client, right? But one of the things that I also see is that you don't make offers that, for the services that you bring to the marketplace. You're scared of rejection. Listen, I have been rejected so many times and I am okay with it. Like, whatever, next. Like, I really feel like, you know what? The person that really needs my help is going to show up. They're going to show up. And so I don't feel any kind of way. I actually had somebody that reached out to me this week, excited to, do this, help her to do this one thing. But guess what? She's like, well, right now I'm not in position to do that. Great. Hey, let's connect some other time. No pressure. I didn't feel that as a rejection. I felt that as she's not ready. She's just not ready. That's it. That I don't have to ask her why. I don't have to know I don't have to know anything. It's just it is not. She's not ready, right? It's not her time. That's it. Don't take that personally, okay? Because it is really not a personal issue. It really is. Is your audience aligned with you and where you want to take them? That's really it. So we have to lead with the heart. But really, are we here to serve, or are we here just to see if we can make a quick buck? Personally, I love to serve. That's just who I am. I've always been a servant leader. And I've even mentioned before, right? Everywhere I go, even my husband says, everywhere we go, they always want to pull you out and put you in leadership positions. Even though I might not want to be there, it just happens because your energy will show. It will show up because wherever you go, there you are, right? Good or bad. So one of the things that I really want to help you is to always, okay? Um, Everything that you need to know about business, okay? Everything that you need to know about business in regards to the tech stuff and things like that, right? What I found out, because listen, I came from a background where I used to work as a customer service chick. You know what I'm saying? I worked with a company where I was customer service, high level customer service. And then I was also a production planner. So I was always talking to people on the phone back and forth. So that's my gift. So when they would do like actual computers that can actually track how many conversations you have in a day, right? I was in collections. I mean, I did so many things that had to do with me being on the phone. And so they put a little earpiece. They actually tested me with a little earpiece. This is before all of the earpieces were available. This is back in, I don't know, in early 90s, I think. And the reason why they put this little earpiece is because they wanted to see how much more speed I could have while having this little earpiece, answering calls, right? So my calls were like blown up. Of course, I speak two languages, so even more so, right? But what I'm trying to say here is I knew that that was a gift of mine. I knew it. I knew it from when I was a child, right? But a lot of times what we do is we put our foot on the brake and say, no, I don't want to do that because I don't know if I'm going to, make a mistake, if I'm going to, I'm not going to know what to say, things like that. Those are the things that keep you small. Those are the key things that keep you really truly in a like stagnant, right? And nobody feels good. At least I don't feel good when I'm stagnant. I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on. I feel out of alignment. I don't really know what the problem is. Blase, blase, blase. Instead of getting back in the zone, right? Looking at my life, because I really truly do look at my life and my business as one. I really do, because I am the business, right? So are you. So whenever I feel like, man, like I'm not really sure if this is working out for me, maybe sales are not coming in, or maybe I'm not making the impact that I really desire to make, I have to get back into alignment. I have to rediscover my true desire to serve and how to serve and who to serve. I have to just get back into alignment. And then when I do that, that's when I can have those really awesome creative ideas. Maybe, somebody from out of nowhere calls me and says, hey, Yolanda, would you like to, be a part of this event? Or, we're having this, summit, whatever. As a matter of fact, today at 2 p.m., I'm actually going to be interviewed for a really cool event. So the thing is that we don't want to be the ones hindering our own success. Don't be that person, because you know what happens. And this is, I'm speaking to somebody that might have a spouse at home that maybe they're not entrepreneur minded. Okay, maybe they have a job and that's kind of like where they flow, and that's where they want to be, and that's cool, right? But what happens is, as an entrepreneur, a lot of times, because you're at home, right? We're at home. A lot of times they might have the idea, especially if you're the one that's stepping on the brake of your success. They have the idea that maybe you don't really have it in you to succeed, simply because you're the one that's putting the brakes. And do you know that they can feel that energy? They can feel it. Like I remember in the beginning when I started to, kind of grow on social media, and there was times when I would be, just chilling on the couch, really not doing much, because I I would avoid going live. I would avoid it, believe it or not. And so I had to set certain standards for myself. I had to set my own time that I was going to work. I had to set my mindset. So I had to do a lot of personal development. Okay. I'm the personal development queen because I knew that I had to shift my mindset from having a brick and mortar office where I would go and that's where my clients would come and things like that to now, hey, here I am working from home. And now here the dishes need to be done. Here the, bathrooms need to be clean. All of these things that I was using as an excuse because I was stepping on the brake of my success. I was using it as an excuse that, oh, well, when my husband come home, I want to make sure that the house is clean. I want to make sure that dinner is done. I want to make sure that everything looks like, I've been doing something. Right. And yet he was like, you know what? When is the money going to start flowing in? Because I see that you are, in the office doing this and that, or, he wasn't home if I was chilling, doing nothing. So I really had to pay attention to what I was doing because I was hindering my own success. I was stepping on the brake until the day that I got serious about my business. I got serious about, okay, these are the people that I am going to help. This is how I'm going to help them. And it's also going to help me because the thing that was so, honestly, sometimes, God plays little jokes on us. I believe he does. Okay. Because I remember me being so inconsistent with live video, right? I would show up and then 2 days I wouldn't show up and then I would show up and da, 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 da. So I was living that life, right? And then I remember having the idea about, what, I noticed that a lot of the people that I am watching do live video, especially the newer people, right? They didn't have a call to action. Like that was the missing piece to their video, a catchy title and a call to action. Those were the two things that I knew were missing, which were missing when I first started, right? So what I did is I actually reversed engineer. I would put my call to action and then I would do the rest. And what did I think about one day, just out of nowhere, all of a sudden it's like, Yolanda, do a 5-day live video challenge and teach, them all of the steps of a live video. So that way they can be confident. They can show up and know that, hey, I have my call to action in place. I know where I'm leading people and I feel good. Right. And so I would literally see people that really had they didn't really know how to do a live video, like show up every single day, do live videos. And now it's so awesome because now I see some of them doing some phenomenal live video, short video, long video, and all that. And it was just the confidence was built up inside of me while I was teaching them how to do the same. So let me know if this is something that is resonating with you in the sense of, am I the one stepping on the brake of my success? Am I not creating that funnel? Am I not creating that whatever it is for your business that you need to create so that you can move forward and really create a phenomenal business for yourself? Okay. Let me put my fashion glasses on so I can read. Creating timely message, Yolanda. I am the one with my foot on the brakes. Stephanie, come on, girl. Let's go. You got this. We're cheering you on. Here in Digital Mentors, we got your back. Good points. We're the only one. Yes. Yes. We're the only ones talking to one person anyway. We only have an audience of one. And that is where it's at. You are welcome. Listen, you all are, like Brian says, right? You are the one. You are the one. There is no other person that can do what you do. I cannot show up like Stephanie does. I cannot show up like Anthony does. I have my own style, right? But you are the one that's going to create that phenomenal business for yourself. So listen, take your foot off the brake today. Today, I want you to commit to yourself, not to me, to yourself. Take your foot off the brake. And that thing, that one thing that you have been tossing around in your mind, where it really comes from your heart, do that one thing. Do it. do it over and over and over until you are a master of it. And I'm not talking about like you have to know like the deep part of this thing. Just do it, and then you're going to get better, and then you're going to get better, and before you know it, you're inspiring others to do better. So let's go. You got it in you. You're a gift to the world. And some of us, okay, some of us inspire women, some of us inspire men, some of us inspire both, right? I love to inspire the younger generation. Like, I love grooming the next generation for success. That's just something I love to do. Why? Because a lot of times they have a dream, but they don't want to share it with nobody because they feel like, it's a silly dream. Nothing is silly. Nothing is silly. You can literally create whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. But the whole thing here is just changing your mindset to not put a hindrance on yourself, because nobody's really holding us back. Okay, nobody's holding us back. I don't remember anybody say, "Hey, Yolanda, you can't do a 5-day live video challenge. You can't do that." And there was a lot of people doing challenges for videos. But I had a certain style. I had a certain way. And that's all that matters, that you bring your gift to the world. Okay? Repetition is the mother of all skill. Yes, it is. It definitely is. So it's just a matter of today making a decision. And I'm talking to myself too. Okay? This is not just for the audience here. This is for me too. Take your foot off the brake, hit the gas, and just go. Everything will align itself. All the people that need to be part of this will be attracted to you. You are the attractor factor. So just know that. Okay? So that is what I want to leave you with here today. And just remember, be your own hero. And I will see you all on the next live video.